Life on earth is a community. You belong to a community. Your community may not be good for you. If it's not good for you, you choose isolation. In your isolation, you can paint or compose. In this activity of painting and composing, you are going to feel connected with the divine, and you will not feel lonely, even though you don't belong to a community. If you take away my freedom, if you take away my home, how can you ever hope to win me? People tell me what to do, where to go. They define what I am, who I am, what I am allowed to do and not allowed to do. If it's a mistake to stay here alone painting, then why is it a mistake? Is it a mistake because I'm supposed to live in a community? They even call online communities for communities. How can an online community be a community if you live on a desert island alone and there is a library there with books that you can read? Does it mean you're in a community just because there are books available for you to read? Jesus was connected to the angels in heaven. He could speak with them, communicate with them. He was in a community with people on earth, and at the same time he was in community with the spirit world. Vangelis said that you are never alone when you are with music. In what sense is that true? I used to know an artist, and he was a painter, and he connected with spirit about the same way that Vangelis does when he is with music. But I know for a fact that both the painter and the composer has to deal with people. Vangelis said that he was more alone when he was with people than when he was with music. He was more alone when he was with people than he was when he was alone. The painter that I knew was working towards an exhibition. He was spending a lot of time alone painting. And after that he said that he was rotting away. And I thought that it was a very strange thing to say, because I knew that he was very spiritual and he was living in this graceful states while he was painting, and he told me he had a good time all the time while he was painting. So it was difficult for me to understand why he at the same time felt that he was rotting away. The guitar of Jimi Hendrix was an extension of his body. And if so, then the painting is the extension of the painter's body, and the piano is the extension of Vangelis' body. So he's using his body. Akim says that the body is a communication tool. The painting is a communication tool. The music is a communication tool. So, whatever you may think about being alone or isolation, you always get back to the fact that you are communicating. Materializing a poem or a painting or a composition is pleasurable. The composer is enjoying writing a new and enjoyable song. It's the time between the poems that is the difficult part. Tom Waits said that all I see is what I lack. And this is also my experience in between the poems. I see what I lack, and it's not a comfortable state. It's very uncomfortable, and it can last for many days. I don't even understand what is going on at that time. I just feel very uncomfortable, and I might not be suffering, but it's kind of weird. The feeling. Leonard Cohen was giving an interview, and he was serving liquor, and he didn't want to talk about difficult things. He said to the interviewee, "You came to visit me. I want you to have a good time. I don't want you to hear about my difficulties, my problems." In fact, I would say that Leonard Cohen did not want to listen to himself talking about his problems. Most people suffer alone. They don't want to let other people know what they are going through. They are not used to express themselves, so they don't even know how to access or express what they are going through. So they are doomed to be alone with their problems. I have not been painting lately because I wanted to find out what it feels like not to paint, because I get pleasure out of painting, and painting is also an escape. And I was worried about not facing my life and instead using painting as an excuse to escape the reality of what is going on in my life. And I get to the same conclusion all the time. I have to relate to other people. If you find yourself in a bad relationship, you still are in a relationship. And you are sort of in a community. It's possible to get addicted to being around people. Love songs are always created because someone wants to be with someone else. David Bowie said that until he met his wife, he had never experienced love before. He had written about it, but he'd never experienced it. I find it scary that you can be able to write wonderful love songs even though you have never experienced it. China Girl was originally written by Iggy Pop. And the lyrics says, I could escape this feeling with my China Girl. So for some reason we are back to this thing about escaping isolation. Art is a kind of love, but it's most likely a dead-end street. So what is the conclusion?
I'm not quite sure what I'm supposed to do, so I'll just write some love to you.